Hey guys, so we've talked about complete sentences, right? Making sure we have a complete thought. But a lot of the times I noticed y'all just having way too many thoughts in your sentences, which is what we call a rambling sentence, a sentence that just goes on and on and on and on. Okay? So here's an example. Loch Ness is a large lake in northern Scotland and was famous for its legendary monster, and many tourists visit the loch and hope they see the monster. All right, so lots of thoughts in here. We have that Loch Ness is a large lake. We have that there's a legendary monster that's supposed to live in that lake. We have that many tourists visit and hope they see the monster. So that's really kind of three separate ideas that we've just squished together into one sentence, right? So how do I fix this, right? You want to, instead of just saying and this, and this, and this, or sometimes y'all will just put comma this, comma this, comma this, and just keep going. You want to remove those unnecessary ands or commas, depending on which one you tend to use, and replace them with periods. So make new, shorter, complete sentences, right? And don't forget to capitalize the first word of your new sentence. So here's an example. So taking that previous rambling sentence and shortening it up, okay? Loch Ness is a large lake in northern Scotland, period. That's one idea, right? We're talking about the lake. It is famous for its legendary monster, period. Okay, so making that idea its own sentence. Many tourists visit the loch and hope they see the monster, period. So that was our third idea, that tourists are there. So you don't need to cram all of those into one sentence. You can split them up into shorter sentences. All right, now remember, you don't have to get rid of all the ands. Some ands are fine. It's when y'all have a sentence that just goes on and on and on and on, and you just keep adding ands or commas and making it go forever, okay? That's when it's a problem. So let's talk about this sentence here. Small animals need the most protection, and they might use chemicals to keep themselves safe. And these chemicals often cause pain to attacking animals, and this pain teaches attackers to leave the small animals alone. So again, lots of ideas squished into one sentence. I have the idea that small animals need protection, that animals use chemicals to keep themselves safe, that these chemicals cause pain, and that this pain teaches attackers to leave the small animals alone. So that's a lot, okay? So let's think about how I could make this sentence better, okay? So let's go ahead and just start taking these ands, okay, and turning those into sentence breaks. So small animals need the most protection. Period, space. Okay, now I'm going to start off after where my and was, and I'm going to capitalize that. They might use chemicals to keep themselves safe. All right, that was another idea, so I'm going to stop it there. Okay, so period, space. So now I'm picking up after my and again capitalizing these. These chemicals often cause pain to attacking animals, period, space. Again, that's where I hit another and. This pain teaches attackers to leave the small animals alone, period. Okay, so I just split it into shorter sentences, and now it's kind of a lot clearer, and I'm not just rambling on and on in one sentence, okay? So let's look at sentence number 2. The skunk defends itself by releasing a foul-smelling chemical from glands found behind its tail, and the chemicals can severely sting eyes, and the smell is enough to send predators hurrying away, so any animal that tangles with the skunk surely won't do it again. All right, so here, hopefully, you've split it up into some shorter sentences. So I want you to take a second, and I want you to rewrite this passage, all right, so that this is split into shorter sentences. All right, so a few things you hopefully did here. You should hopefully have at least kind of 3 separate sentences that you did in your little rewritten passage. So for me personally, and it's okay if you didn't do exactly this as long as you split into some short sentences, but for me personally, I probably would have said, the skunk defends itself by releasing a foul-smelling chemical from glands found behind its tail. I know that's a lot of information already in that one sentence. The skunk is defending itself. We have a foul-smelling chemical. We've learned where the chemical comes from. So all of that is a lot to learn. So I'm going to end my sentence there. Okay? So next one, the chemicals can severely sting eyes, and the smell is enough to send predators hurrying away. So there, I kept one of my ands because those are kind of connected ideas, and you don't have to get rid of all of your ands, okay? Just as long as you're not, again, going on and on and on and on and on in one sentence, okay? So it's okay to leave in some of those. If you split that into two sentences, that's fine, but it's okay to leave some of those in, okay? Any animal that tangles with a skunk surely wouldn't do it again. Okay, so again, just kind of splitting it up, making those ideas into separate sentences makes it a little easier and clearer to read.